Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about the classic movie Alice in Wonderland versus reality. First, thank you for joining me, and let's get into it. We live in a world where there are endless possibilities of falling down rabbit holes. Not the whimsical kind from a storybook, but conceptual rabbit holes. Ideas that sound real, feel real, but aren't actually grounded in reality. Alice fell down the rabbit hole and entered Wonderland, a place where nothing was quite what it seemed. Time was distorted, logic didn't work the way it should, and the deeper she went, the more she began to question herself, her size, her identity, her perception of what was real. And that feels incredibly familiar today. In Alice in Wonderland, Alice is constantly second guessing herself. She's told one thing, then the opposite. She's made to feel confused, unsure, and disconnected from her own knowing. And in many ways, that's the world we're living in now. We live in an age where reality is filtered, edited, curated, and even created. Technology shapes how we see ourselves, how we see others, and how we understand the world. The very thing I'm using right now. AI can generate images, narratives, and ideas that blur the lines between truth and illusion. So, in the very real sense, we are all Alice now. We are falling down rabbit holes. We fall down rabbit holes of expectation, who we think we should be now, rabbit holes of comparison, who we think we should look like, live like, or succeed like, rabbit holes of information, doom scrolling, searching endlessly for truth, trying to figure out what's real and what's fake. And instead of clarity, we often find confusion instead of peace, anxiety instead of answers, overload. Another powerful parallel in Alice in Wonderland is the potions. Alice drinks something, and suddenly her reality changes. She grows, she shrinks, her perception shifts instantly. The world around her feels unfamiliar, unstable, and unpredictable. That's not so different from drug use today. Substances often promise relief, escape, a break from pain, a different reality. But like those potions, they don't reveal the truth. They distort it. They don't solve reality, they pause it. They don't heal confusion, they deepen it. And when the effects wear off, reality is still there, often louder, heavier, and harder to face. That doesn't make someone weaker, that makes them human. Because underneath every rabbit hole, whether it's technology, substance, fantasy, or endless searching, is the same desire to feel okay, to feel safe, to feel connected, to feel whole. Curiosity isn't the problem. Curiosity is beautiful. The problem is when curiosity replaces grounding. In Wonderland, Alice keeps growing and shrinking because she no longer knows who she is. She's constantly adjusting herself to fit in a world that doesn't make sense. And when we stay lost in these rabbit holes, we do the same thing. We shrink ourselves to belong. We stretch ourselves to keep up. We second guess our own truths. But here's the shift. We don't need to chase illusions. We don't need to keep chasing illusions. We don't need to keep falling. We come back to reality, messy, imperfect human reality, because that's where healing actually happens. Reality is where boundaries are built. Reality is where self-trust grows. You don't need to escape reality to survive it. You need tools to stand inside of it. And that starts by turning inward, because truth doesn't begin outside you. It begins within you. When you slow down, when you pause, when you stop chasing answers everywhere else, you connect with your inner compass. And from that place, the world becomes clearer, quieter, easier to navigate. We may be living in modern day Wonderland, but we don't have to stay lost in it. When you choose reality, your life, your real self, you stop shrinking and stretching to fit false worlds. You stand in who you are. That's where clarity lives. That's where peace begins. Okay? I find this just a beautiful comparison. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And I hope you remember you can just be yourself. You don't have to change who you are or rush yourself to get to where you think you need to be. Everything happens in its own time. Your storyline is nobody else's. Something Jay Shetty always say is, you're in a race with no one but yourself. So don't chase other people. Just chase your own dreams. You got this. We got this. As always, sending so much love and so much light. Till next time. Bye, guys.